got Georic Lomas. Hoe sê mense dit in Engels? How do you say it in English?
It's Georic.
Nee, maar die
Georic Lomas.
Lomas.
Yes. Okay. So in Afrikaans dan sê ons dis nie warm is nie, dis nie koud is nie, dis
Lomas.
Lomas.
Okay. Guys, we're here with Georic Lomas today on episode 4 of the ZYCEPS Show. It's actually the second podcast we're shooting today. So that's where you'll see us in the same clothes as last week's podcast that you will see it. We've got the beautiful guy here, the beautiful singer from Bazaruto in Lentekind, and actor actually in the movie As Jy Sing. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to close the door. The director is giving me some crappies. So tell me about your first, that was like your first big movie that you played in, correct?
Yeah, that was the first and the only one so far.
Didn't you play in another one? Or you should have played in another one if I don't have it wrong?
No, I've done a few like student short films and stuff like that. But
that's the
and I
what
did
I
like
remember.
a 15-second cameo in Ludic on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't count.
Okay, so your As Jy Sing experience, how was that in your first movie to play? Because you played with a few big actors, Bobby van Jaarsveld, Flippen, Bok van Blerk, if I don't have it wrong. Who was the lady? Franja and
Caroline was in there
Caroline,
as well.
yes. How was it? How was the experience?
At first, I was extremely stressed because this is people that we used to listen to in the car on our way to, to Mossel Bay in December's. And so I was very anxious.
So it was like your first experience with like these big people.
I think it's imposter syndrome. It was weird. And then as soon as I met them and we actually started bonding and we went through, the script reading and stuff, I started feeling at home, and I realized it was at that point that I realized, celebrities and people in the limelight are just normal people.
They're normal people.
And
this is the reason why we actually started the podcast. It was to show people out there that these singers, these actors, these people that you see out there on the film studio and on the big stages, they are normal people. Same like us. That's the same thing we had with Zaan Sonnekes. When we chatted to him, we were like, this is such a down-to-earth guy. And he's so nice. But people have such a bad impression sometimes about people that are on stage. So your first big hit, and I remember this, I think I was still in school when that came out. He was also in the same school as me. Same thing as you spoke earlier on the previous podcast. Bazaruto. Right, that was a big thing.
Yeah,
that put you on the map, actually.
Yeah, it was. That was literally my first original single that I released. Obviously, with As Jy Sing, we released all the songs that we did on a CD, But that's all. All the songs weren't original songs; they were just songs of other artists.
Yes.
So Bazaruto was the first song that I released as a single, original single, and to my surprise, people absolutely loved it. And to this day, some of my friends still call me Bazaruto, which is sometimes a bit frustrating.
I'm shocked that your new one, Lentekind, I actually listened to it this morning, isn't already surpassing Bazaruto. Because it feels so much, I don't know, it's like the evolved you, if I can put it that way. Yeah. Because you were still young back then, and now you like evolved, and your vocals are insane. Guys, if you get a chance, actually, do yourself a favor one day. Go check out Georic's TikTok. Go see how he sings. It's amazing to see the vocal range. I think you call it a vocal range that you have. It's amazing to see that, and that's like amazing for me to say I know the guy. It's it's an awesome guy to chat with, and he's a nice, down-to-earth person. And it brings me back to the thing I want to say. Congrats on your engagement, dude.
Oh, thank you so much.
So that's Mr. Georic's almost getting married soon.
Yes, that was. Well, I don't know if we're going to get married soon, but we've only been engaged now for like 3 weeks.
It was the start of November, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at the start of November.
Yes,
I've never been.
How did
so
it happen?
Well, I started planning this probably for a few months now. Started with making the ring. My mom actually gave me her first engagement ring. So it's very special. We obviously
used those materials for
everything that we had in there, and then I wrote a song specifically for the engagement. It's not for the engagement. It's not out yet. We're still waiting on the video, everything. And then what I told her was that one of my good friends, his name is Eric Graham. He shoots most of the Afrikaans artists' music videos. I mean, Rian Benardi, Spontaan.
Eric, message me please one day. Thank you.
And he has this side project now of his own music. And so the Thursday, we actually shot a music video for him. And he's used Nicole and I for a few shoots and stuff like that. And we love helping him out.
Yeah.
So she was convinced it's for him, and it was actually for him, the first video on the Thursday. And then on the Friday, I said that it's part of his music video, and that only two of us are needed for that specific shoot. So when we woke up on the Friday and it was like pouring down, I was so stressed because the whole thing was planned for outside.
And then, of course, the weather just decides. Yeah. It's usually how it works out.
Always.
If it's something very important in your life and you've planned for it so long, the weather or something just decides not today.
It's always like
it's that. It's not going to work the way you want it to.
So I was just praying. I was like, please, please. So then we started organizing with the same venue to, just move this a bit to the side.
Yeah.
I see. So we started trying to make a plan for like inside.
How it's going to work.
But everything was planned out to be outside. And then as I hopped out the shower, like the afternoon, I saw it opening up. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you.
Did it actually happen?
Yeah. And then obviously she thought we were shooting a music video for someone else. And then long story short, the song starts where we're standing back to back. And that's what Eric told her to do, because it has to look like he's the director. So I planned everything beforehand with him. And then the first part of the song, we were back to back. We got her reaction. I'm so excited to see the video, by the way. I haven't seen any footage
you haven't even
yet.
seen it yet?
No, nothing.
Dude.
And then halfway through the song, she turned around. And then, but I got really emotional. I think it was just the stress of everything. And I think it's an artist thing. I think we feel deeply.
You feel
all
music,
emotions
you
is
feel
like,
everything.
if you're angry, you're very angry. If you're upset, or
Very
if you're sad, you're very sad. If you're happy, you're very happy. And then when she turned around, she's like, what's going on? Like, whatever. And as I got down on my knee, I was like fiddling. I should have just taken it out beforehand. Yeah, hindsight. But
I'm struggling there, like, get out,
Just hold on a second.
Man sounded like a guy that had like a rough time on the toilet. Get out of me! Get out!
Struggling to get it out. And then she's like, what are you doing with your pocket? I'm like, just you wait and see. Just give me a second. And then I got it out, and then I obviously asked her, and at the end of the day, it just worked out perfectly.
That's amazing, dude. It's so good to see, brother.
Yeah.
It's like when something you had like envisioned for so long doesn't exactly happen as smooth as you wanted, but it turns out more special with all of the emotions and the stuff that you feel. Yeah. It's flippin' amazing. So I hear you're a Formula One fan as well.
Yeah, I love watching
Who do you support?
Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this.
Are you gonna say Hamilton?
Yeah, I'm a Lewis Hamilton.
What? You which fan?
But
oh, got you. He said to stop.
I got you.
So I actually want to tell you about this. You saw the Mexican Grand Prix when they told him let Checo past, and he didn't let Checo past, and he said, "I gave you my reasons this summer about what happened summer." I did some research into that.
Yeah,
summer was the Monaco Grand Prix. Before that, when Checo made that accident, and there's some thoughts going around that Checo made that accident on purpose and spoke to Helmut Marko and Christian Horner, and they tried to smear it under the rug. And Max found out about that. That's why he was getting so much hate about all of this, because he didn't let Checo past. And then they figured out might have been this crash that he tried to do for the manipulation.
Yeah, I think it's just because he's not a nice person, to be honest.
But you're a Hamilton fan, but that's
no, but that's not. I'm not saying that because I'm a Hamilton fan. I just think he's obviously Verstappen is an incredible driver, and I'll give it to him. He's really, really good. He's always been good, and I think he at the start he used to be a very erratic driver, making accidents. I remember him and Kimi Räikkönen.
All of those
issues. But I think now, especially with that, like his true colors came out, in my opinion. Like holding a grudge, still something like that, because at the end of the day, Formula One is an individual sport, but it's also a team sport.
And with that being said, do you know something about Max? That his father left him on the racetrack as a child if he didn't get first place. So, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
His father, Josh, actually, how they say it, left him at a racetrack as a kid, and he had to find a way home if he didn't win. So I understand why he's got this weird personality sometimes.
It's obviously due to the. I mean, your upbringing plays a large role in the person you become one day.
Definitely.
Like if your parents aren't, how can I say this? If your parents aren't involved or if they're absent a lot of the time, it's basically you and the people you surround yourself with who determine who you're going to become. But when your parents are involved, and especially when they do stuff like that,
it's rough.
And
But were your parents like supportive in your music career from the start?
That's one thing I can say that I'm very blessed with, is parents that are supportive, especially for the fact that I'm in the arts and entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Because usually it would be like, get something to fall back on.
Yeah.
It might not work out.
It's a very unconventional career.
Yeah, you're not going to make money out of it, which is probably true.
We spoke about that earlier today. We're like, but that's the thing of the school we've been in, Swartkop. Many of us are starting to build a career direction in the unconventional ways. And I think you did a good success. I remember there's another guy in your grade back then, the guy that was the drummer.
Perky.
Is he still a drummer?
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, he played for Jewels at Liefde by die Dam a few months back. He's one of the top drummers in the country at the moment.
Would you ever do a collaboration of him?
We often gig together.
Really?
Yeah, we're still very, very close. One of my best friends. So
he's the City supporter.
He's the City supporter.
That's where I remembered from. You, the Man U supporter.
Yeah, and this last while, it's not been great.
How do you feel about all this drama going on about Manchester United?
Well, I'm just, you know what, it hurts because I'm very passionate when it comes to football, especially English football, and Manchester United. And Ronaldo growing up was like my hero. And this last while, you know what, at the end of the day, I think, splitting paths, him going his way, United going another, I think it's the best for the club and for him. He'll still stay a legend, the GOAT. But we'll see.
I think when he came back here, I don't think it was because of the success story you wanted to write here. I think it was more that old school love, if you want to put it that way. Like that memories everybody had of him back in the day with Rooney and all of those guys. I think that was what everybody was aiming for. And it just didn't happen that way.
And the owners saw him as a franchise player in a way. They saw money signs, dollar signs when he was available to buy. I mean, he did well in his first season, which is awesome. But I think now it's at a point where he wasn't playing. I don't think he's necessarily too old. He still performs at the highest level. But I think that he didn't perform well when he was on the pitch this season. So when you're any other player and you're not playing well, you're going to get benched, which is normal. And he didn't like getting benched.
I just think, it's not used that you tell the best player in the world to like, you're getting benched, boy.
Yeah. So I'm happy with how it ended. I didn't want it to escalate even more.
Yeah,
but you're not choosing sides. You're not saying, "Listen, I stand with Man United rather than with."
It's hard
Ronaldo
for him because it's his favorite team, his favorite player. It's like it's heartbreak.
That's why I'm asking.
I think the way he handled it could have been a bit better. He's got he just hit 500 million Instagram followers.
I actually saw those comments like. People say a player is never bigger than the club, but Ronaldo is bigger than the club.
He's bigger than most clubs combined. But because he has that platform, I feel like he could have come out on his socials and spoken about his issues.
Not at Piers Morgan.
I mean, going on Piers Morgan, making this, like the sensation out of it. I think that left a sour taste in my mouth.
But I think he played the emotional card as well.
Definitely.
100%.
He knew what he was doing.
I think so.
He got what he wanted out of the whole situation. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to be good for both parties.
But that's what they say. They say there's always like three sides to a story. Your side, my side, and the real story.
Exactly.
And I think there's still a lot of things that was unsaid.
Yeah.
But Spleen, you have something interesting for us today.
I've actually got a Mandela effect for us.
Do you know what a Mandela effect is?
I saw the previous podcast of you guys about the Luke, I'm your father.
Dude,
and I was like, wait, that's not... Dude, that's not what he said.
Mandela effects are actually so cool. There's so many Mandela effects. I think we barely scratched the surface of many of these things. So what do you have for us today, Mr. Spleen?
It's going to be a bit difficult. I've got two that I can sort of describe to you guys. You guys remember Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Looney Tunes?
Yeah. Looney Tunes. But with Bugs Bunny.
Tasmanian Devil.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Daffy Duck. Yeah, it was Daffy Duck. Donald Duck is from Disney. So, do you guys remember how the spelling went for Looney Tunes?
Looney.
EY.
Yeah, and then Tunes.
TOONS.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. Toon. It was like spelled wrong. Tunes.
It's not tunes. It's tunes, like music.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys a photo.
TUNES.
TUNES. I'm gonna show you guys a photo.
No, there was a double. No, there was a double O there.
There's not a double O there. And even if you look at the
Oh.
background, it sort of looks like it's a disc that's playing.
So that's obviously what plays on your mind.
And we
What?
literally, our minds comprehended it as TOONES because it's like a tune you're watching.
A cartoon.
Wasn't
What?
it Tunes?
Nope.
Jeez, okay.
I was actually shocked when I found out about this.
Dude, there's like so many. Can I give you guys an interesting fact though? You know that Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, I think the movie,
Yeah.
this back when we were kids, like on Disney Channel, Hannah Montana.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
brother Jackson
Yeah.
is the same age as John Cena. When he was a kid there, he was the same age as John Cena acting in like WWE.
I remember seeing this and I was so shocked because he has like a very young, but
Yeah.
apparently like he's now like 48 or like
Back
40.
there, he was the same age as John Cena competing in WWE.
Yeah.
Bro.
what? They're the same
He
age.
continued to do Kicking It right after
Yeah.
Hannah Montana as well.
He's the
Was that
same
the
age as
karate-
Hamilton.
Yeah, the karate thing. Better than whatever the karate shows are that are showing now on my
Karate
Cobra Kai is
Gully.
cool.
Bro, I would rather watch Kicking It.
Then
I
Cobra
promise
Kai.
you. Yeah.
I don't know. I quite like.
Kicking It,
let's
Kicking-
be real. Karate Kali win.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight scenes. No. But listen, I'm talking about the fight scene specifically. Like they were a lot more agile in Kicking It than they are in Cobra Kai. But if you look at it from a from a narrative and acting standpoint,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is going to be better.
Yeah. And the
better
music is
because-
incredible.
Yeah, as well because they chose they casted actors,
Yeah, that's true.
not fighters who they can teach
act a
acting.
bit. Yeah.
You know,
How did you guys feel about like Karate Kid back in the day and the remake of it? Karate Kid, and then they remade it of Jackie Chan and I think what's his name?
Jaden
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
I think Jackie Chan, good actor, perfect to put him in. Jaden Smith, I don't know about that.
The thing is, you're gonna be shocked. Don't hate me. I've never watched the first Karate Kid.
I can't.
You
say
didn't even
I'm
see the
unco-
ice block breaking scene.
No, I'm uncultured.
Actually, go check if you get a chance. Go check the ice block breaking scene in Karate
It's
Kid,
good.
the first one. Dude, go check it out a bit one day.
But I think Jaden, I think he's a good actor. But so many times the script of a movie can affect how the actor comes across.
That's true.
Because if you go watch Pursuit of Happiness when he was like, I don't know, like 4 years old, incredible.
That's what you're saying now is super true. There's some movies that if you watch it, you just like hate a certain character so much, but that's how good they are acting it. Like, what is that? Like on Harry Potter, that pink lady, that pink lady that everybody hated, the teacher
The
that wanted
teacher.
to that
I know
pink one.
exactly what you're talking
There's
about.
like certain people that if you see them, you just like despise them. And one of them was Joaquin Phoenix in The Gladiator.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, sorry, that name.
yeah.
I struggle with it. Like you hated him in The Gladiator. He was such a, like if you saw him, you wanted to punch him in the face.
It's the same as that guy, what's it, King Joffrey in Game of Thrones. I don't know if you ever watched that. The blonde
yeah.
guy.
The kid.
The kid
Yeah,
guy.
The kid.
Like he's such a good actor that you actually hate him. When
Yeah.
you see him, you're like, I'm gonna punch you, bud. And he redeemed it. Like, and that's another thing about acting. If you play a role so good as an enemy that people actually understand why you're doing your things. We spoke about it about the Jeffrey Dahmer one of Zahn,
Yes.
and
That was
with the
incredible.
Joker, like how he was bullied and stuff like that. If you understand why someone is actually doing what they're doing, that is flippin' good acting.
Listen, that Jeffrey Dahmer series, I mean, it was so unsettling to watch it. But at the end of the day, I was so impressed with the acting. And then
Yeah,
going to watch interviews of the actual Jeffrey Dahmer, I mean, you
it
know,
was.
the OG, the comparisons, the way they speak, the way the actor
He
literally
did a good
like,
job.
you know, he dived into that role and it was incredible. I don't know how much he went through just
to
to depict the
understand it.
role
Yeah,
the
but-
right way.
Evan Peters, he says that in quite a lot of his interviews. Like he for some reason,
Is he the
I
guy
don't-
that played Quicksilver?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that he's the reason why Quicksilver is one of my favorite superhero characters of all time. Just the way they actually, portrayed how he uses his super speed with I think they use like 1,000 frames per second or something
those
camera
scenes
to
are
use the
insane.
slow-mo scenes and everything. It's insane. But he actually goes out to the interviews and talks about how he loves to immerse himself in these types of roles. And I kind of find it weird. Like, why would you want to live yourself into this role so...
But isn't it like what Heath Ledger did as well?
Ledger,
he also
Joaquin
lived
Phoenix.
himself. Yeah, he
does
did it.
himself.
Heath Ledger.
Christian Bale.
They all live themselves into these roles
yeah,
that they
they-
actually go sick.
They call it method acting.
Yeah, I know about method acting. And the
What? Method?
Stanislavski
What?
method
Method.
and everything.
I thought you said meth head.
No,
Well, it depends
method.
what role you play.
Oh.
Maybe.
Method acting. Sure, kids don't do
Um,
drugs.
So the thing is, I think it's a passion for the craft and being such a perfectionist that you want to portray it the best way possible.
And you want to do it real.
But then, like Heath Ledger with the Joker, it messed him up so badly that when
He
he
actually went crazy.
Yeah, he went, and then Joaquin Phoenix, I think that movie is incredible.
Dude, the weight
It's
loss he did for that.
Incredible.
The weight loss for that was insane. So if you can play in any movie, both of you, if you've got your dream role as an actor and you can play in one movie that you wanted to play in, what would it be? You can go first, Georic.
Does it have to be? Is it a movie that's already been? That's
Let's say
already
a
out?
movie that's already out or one that you can see coming.
That's
Or
a difficult
if
one.
there's a play, like let's say for example, if there's like a celebrity whose life you want to portray in a movie, or what would you do?
I really like drama movies a lot. That's my
Okay.
guilty pleasure. I think it's weird, but like I enjoy it so much.
Okay.
There's this movie called Beautiful Boy. It's
never heard of
about Timothy Chalamet and Steve Carell.
Okay.
Actually, like in Mr. The Office, Steve Carell, he is an incredible actor. People think just because he's in so many comedic stories like Anchorman, The Office, etc., that
He's actually got a massive acting range. And it's the same with Adam Sandler.
exactly.
And who's this guy that's making a comeback? In the way
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. We grew up watching him play
George of
these
the Jungle.
comedic roles. And now he's actually, apparently, with the pre-screening they had for the show The Whale or something, he had a 10-minute standing ovation.
Yeah,
Afterwards.
I've got goosebumps.
Bro,
That's
you know what's the movie I would have played? Like the history of Alexander the Great.
Mm.
But like as one of his well, if I have to be a main character, I would have tried to be Alexander. I
Alexander.
just need to lose some weight, yeah. But shut up, spleen.
I did it!
Your face is too much. Yo,
I'm
okay,
just in the
sorry.
middle of this.
It's
Sorry.
my nose.
I will not play them. I will go play Biggest Loser Australia. Piece of crap.
Why Australia? Why would you go to
There
Australia?
hasn't been a Biggest Loser South Africa yet because South Africans don't lose. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
only take W's, you know.
Okay, but what movie would you play in? Bane, Darth Vader. Then what was the clue you just
I'm
gave?
actually in the process of writing a comic book series.
What?
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
taking a very, very long time because I can't draw. Most of it's actually traced, so I can't sell it when I actually decide to publish it.
Hmm.
But I'm trying to portray a South African superhero with super speed that is actually represented accurately.
You can run away from taxis.
Yeah,
And
or, I don't, not that accurate. I don't think that's possible.
Mm.
No, but like as accurate as humanly possible. I mean, usually they get this extremely overpowered speedster like Quicksilver, and then in X-Men Dark Phoenix, that extremely horrible movie, they just decided to kill him off. I think it was like 30 minutes into the movie, and they could literally use him in. I think he was introduced in X-Men Days of Future Past.
when
With
they
the
found him in the
kitchen scene.
basement with his like family.
Yeah. And they actually portrayed his super speed perfectly there, but then they decided to leave him instead of taking him on the jet with them, where they literally went to do the exact same mission, and they could have just used him.
Yes.
But I
Okay.
think your guys should run on treadmills and generate electricity then as well if you want it to be
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah. Actually, we should
Like,
do that, for
he's-
ESCOM.
He's like an ESCOM generator by himself.
But I'll change ESCOM's name as well. I'll make it
Becom.
Yeah.
The dark.
Ecom or darkness.
Jeez, we're busy with so much wrong things. While Ariana was on, we spoke about something, and I think you would be such a good judge on it as well. Gebouwde boude. Gebouwde boude. It's like a America's Got Talent type of vibe.
Okay.
You get bodybuilders.
Oh yeah.
And they sing and they compete. Like, you know that like
is that a thing?
we're gonna start it soon. We patented it. We patented it. So you, Dirk, Ariana is gonna be judges because Dirk's also like a fresh Chrissy.
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm not necessarily.
No, but you've got such a good voice, so we get you as a judge.
Okay.
Then you get like these massive bodybuilders that like when they walk, it sounds like. Okay, not like that. That's like a ghost type of thing.
Are they floating?
So imagine that, and you just get like bodybuilders, and you get like people 10 to 1 that's gonna blow your mind.
That's cool.
That would be a good
Planet
idea.
Fitness and Virgin Active.
Sing
Guys,
something
walk
for me,
up to
sir.
the biggest guy there. It's like, sir, excuse
Talent
me.
fitness.
Talent Fitness. What's your most embarrassing moment ever when you performed?
Yes, yeah. I actually spoke about this yesterday. I can't remember who I spoke to. But when I was grade 8, going into Hoërskool Swartkop, I started singing at like grade 2. So I know,
Yeah.
or they knew that I was a singer. And they asked me to open what we called Vierkant.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
yeah.
opening for the school on every Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, I think
Wednesday
it
and
was
Fridays.
Wednesdays. Yeah, at school.
And so I had this gospel song prepared, and I was still like pre-puberty, this little kid. My voice hasn't broken yet. And the previous night or the morning, it had rained. And then there's like this little like step going down into the square.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And obviously, the first time, I'm still grade 8, I'm scared of everyone. I'm this little kid.
Did you fall off?
I slip and I fall in front of the whole school, and everyone bursts out
I wish
laughing.
I saw that. I was a year behind you,
Yeah.
so I was still like grade 7 back then.
So
I wish I actually saw that.
that was, and now there's like tears building up and emotions building up because I'm this little kid. Everyone's laughing. Now I have to stand up.
Yeah, see, bro.
No one helps me. I have to stand up. I'm full of mud. Now I have to sing this gospel song. Remember the words. I'm shaking
While
with
crying.
adrenaline. It was terrible.
Oh,
Dude, I
It
don't
was
know. See,
terrible.
but that builds character.
It does.
That
But
builds character.
Yeah. The people with the best characters are the ones who went through the most traumatic experiences,
The show must go on.
the most traumatic, life-changing.
I give you a budget now of $500 million
Mm-hmm.
to build a South African band that's going to rock the whole industry. Who are you buying right now with you?
Harry Styles.
No,
Definitely. South African
brother,
artist.
brother.
Well, with that
South African artist, like a
with
South African industry.
with that budget, I thought, okay, maybe we should go
Maybe.
Oh, my
international.
brother, we can make him South African.
we give him citizenship.
Buy him a citizenship. Corruption. Okay, South African. Just
Where do you go?
So many.
But you
talented
remember, they
people.
have to match you, and they have to be like
and
massive.
We're gonna do
names.
English music.
No, whatever.
Drummer obviously Pierki.
Okay, so you take Pierre
He's definitely there.
full time.
Then
Who's your bass?
bass is the guy's name is Duarte.
Who does he play
Dr.
for?
Du. He plays for Zahn.
Okay,
And I think St. Peter.
okay. Your main
um,
guitarist.
Main guitarist, that's a difficult one. You know what?
Take
it'll
Zahn
probably
with
be
you.
Zahn, but he's going to be part of the.
Yeah.
He's going to be part of the singing because he can also play guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to that. Danny Smoke is an
Okay.
incredible performer. He can sing as well. Insane guitarist. I don't know if you've seen his music or listened to it. He's really, really good. And then obviously I take Zahn, great writer, great vocal, and I think my voice and his voice could work well together because he's got more of a husky,
yes,
more
alternative husky, yeah.
voice. And I think we'll find a way to mix alternative and commercial music.
You know what I'll do there to bridge that? If I had my chance, if I had to pay you all, I'd put Donnie Reenwolf in there as well to
How can I forget Donnie?
to bridge it.
Oh
dude.
wow, he's
Imagine
probably
that.
one of the best
Zahn's
writers.
alternative. Zahn, Donnie in between you two, building the bridge between you and Zahn. That would be a band that smacks.
And you
Maybe Wolfie even as a guitarist
Yeah.
as well.
And you know how nice Donnie is. I met him the other day, and
I've
he's
never spoke to him.
so down to earth. I mean, in my opinion, he's gonna go down as like
The top
the
band in
Ingrid
Africa.
Jonker, Andre P. Brink of our generation, because he's not just a songwriter. He's a dichter. He's a
This is
poet.
where I should close my mouth though, sorry.
No, that's
I
what
wanted to say something. Donnie, quickly look into my eyes. Opa Dons, I love you. Dons, please come to the podcast. Don't joke about it. Be a groot man and kan be here. Okay, thank you. No, but dude, I think you haven't even hit your potential yet. I think if where you can go in the South African scene is here, I think you're still here. Like people, I just think they haven't discovered you yet. I think the moment people realize what you can do, that's the moment none of us are going to see you again, because you're going to be overseas and no one's going to see you again.
I think the music industry is firstly, thank you. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm
so
serious.
Nice. The music industry is a difficult one where a lot of the time, there are so many incredible artists who aren't discovered at all.
That's true too, you know.
That aren't even, that aren't even in a position to release music. So in that case, I'm so blessed. But a lot of the time, it's timing. It's the right time at the right place.
Right song,
Obviously,
right time.
hard work is the first step. It's
Same
the
that
first
happened with
step.
Enrique Iglesias, bro. That I can be a hero, baby. That song wouldn't have done as good as it did. But he released it, and the people that suffered in the 9/11 thing grabbed it on as their song.
Didn't we speak about this? I feel like I'm getting deja vu. Did we talk about
I don't
this
know.
specific thing about Enrique?
I don't think we
Iglesias?
did.
I think another thing that helps is his dad. Did you know his dad was like one of the most famous guys at a stage?
Really?
What?
Didn't
Didn't he sing that song Despacito?
No, that's not Enrique.
Oh,
That's Jay. No, I don't know his name.
It's someone else.
And then Justin.
it was
obviously
Georic
did it.
Lomas, man.
I wish.
What was? Oh, he sang that song.
Sumo wrestler.
Didn't he something like that? Leave me alone, guys. You're bullying me. It was guys, you are bullying me
Are we
now.
going to do a fact or cap? I think this is the perfect time for a fact or cap.
Enrique Iglesias sang a song. Search it.
But he does Spanish music now full time. You know,
What?
he's still
He
in the
stopped
scene.
English.
Yeah, because the Spanish industry is like 3 times the size of the English industry.
And the biggest music industry
biggest-
at the moment. No, the biggest is actually India.
How?
No, but well, obviously, we can't say like China and stuff like that because they have the complete
Yeah, they're not even
streaming platforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, the whole South America, well, most of it is Spanish.
And Portuguese, isn't it? Yeah,
Spanish and Portuguese. And then you have a big amount of people in America, immigrants, stuff like that.
Mexico,
Mexicans, which is obviously North America,
Spain.
they speak Spanish. Then you get Spain. There's like an insane amount of people that speak Spanish. I mean, Mr. Beast literally
Has his
created
channel, for the Spanish channel.
a Spanish channel.
You know how much
because
money
it's-
that guy pulls, dude? It's insane.
It is.
Listen, do you have another fact? Because I saw you looking at me there with a weird eye earlier. And
No,
I
I'm
thought you
I'm actually just trying to focus now. Like, I can't believe that the Spanish industry is larger than the English
Yeah.
one. Like, I'm literally shocked.
Or let me put it this way: there are more people that speak Spanish than English. So obviously, Spanish
Yeah,
people
they're gonna
still
listen
are
to it.
going to listen to English music, but the Spanish market is insane.
Yeah,
If you go
it's
search like
massive.
Bad Bunny, I think he's like a Spanish rapper. His monthly listeners is insane. J Balvin.
Is his name Bad Bunny?
Bad
Oh, so
Bunny.
overall, there's a high percentage of Spanish-speaking people who rather
And you know
support
they say
the
people that
Spanish
understand
the
Spanish.
music rather than the English.
I think so. Yeah.
Spanish people love their music.
Mm.
Dude,
And
they
dance and
love
they
their music.
siestas.
Dude, I'm going to marry you. I just
Okay.
thought about it. I want to marry you.
Sadly, I'm engaged.
No, but I want to marry. No, not marry. I want to marry you two.
Oh, because he's a bastard.
Yeah, I don't want to marry. Are you weird, bruh? Listen,
You said
guys,
you wanna
this
marry
man,
me.
thought the
this
podcast
man
took
just
a
got
turn.
this man just got engaged, and now he thinks I want to marry him. I want to
Oh, my goodness.
I want to be the guy that gets you married.
I think you could have worded it a bit better. To be honest,
my English isn't the best though, but I tried though. This
because I was
man's-
like, "You want to marry me?"
and I'm
We were
engaged.
just talking about the engagement. Now you want to? No, dude, that would be epic.
I'll do it for free.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
You just
that's
fist bumped it.
confirmed. So you know what? We're gonna bring this back to the day when it
I'll give you
happens.
free
We're gonna bring it
food.
back for ZYCEPS.
That's
food,
legit. I've got
travels.
like a thing. If I was like a photographer at like weddings, I would make sure they give me food. If they don't give me the food, I'll delete the footage. Imagine that, dude. If they don't give you good food, you delete the footage of the wedding. That
It has
they
to be a
was never
certain
there.
rating. The
Oh,
food.
yeah, it has to be a
Even if they
certain
give
rating.
you food and it's
then
bad.
you'll make sure that people actually take care of you.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
I've actually got a fact or cap for you guys, real quick.
Okay, so Georic, how fact or cap works is he gives us a fact or he reads something. We have to decide if it's factual or if it's a capsule.
Capsule.
That sounds like we're sponsored by Cipla or something. Capsules.
Oh my word.
That was a joke. I'm not done. Well, somewhat.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it for you guys. A single sneeze travels slower than 100 miles per hour and shoots less than 100,000 germs into the air.
What?
Fact or cap? Does a single sneeze, travel slower, like just slower than 100 miles per hour? And does it give less than 100,000 germs?
Well, if I quickly look at this in an engineering perspective, if my hand is like sometimes, and I sneeze on it, feel something, I'm like, It's a fact.
I would say it goes faster,
I think it's a fact.
and there are more
Because-
germs that.
Because no, I think it's a fact because how weird would it be to search something like that and it's by the way wrong? It's like wrong. Searching something like that,
I think
giving
it's cap.
okay. So you say cap, I
Mm.
say fact.
It is cap.
Okay.
It travels faster than 100 miles per hour.
How fast does it travel?
It says like it's just over 100 miles per hour,
It's
Listen, I've
close.
sneezed.
It's like saying how fast does a taxi drive? It's about 100.
and it's over 100,000 germs.
That's the one that I wasn't sure about the speed, but about the germs, I was
The
like,
germ
there's
count.
a lot of stuff.
100,000 germs.
Mm.
Oh, domestic
I don't even know
nose.
if that's a lot though. Like if a sneeze gives 100,000, bro, how many?
How much should you have in your hands?
Bro,
Yo,
We heard the worst dad joke today. Mark, I'm calling you out on this one.
I love that joke.
I'm calling you out on this one. I asked Mark, are you single? He said, no, I'm album. No.
and it literally went over my
It
head.
went over our heads,
Like,
dude.
I
That
was
was...
like, and then he's like, no, it was a joke. And he just sat there quietly. And as soon as it hit me, I burst out laughing like I could not control myself.
The worst thing is when you tell a joke or a dad joke or whatever, and people don't get it.
Dude, that's
It's
a
like,
rough
oh,
one, bro.
It hits you.
It hits you. So, Mr. Georic, thank you for joining us in this podcast. It was so awesome chatting to you and seeing where you're going. Guys, if you want to check out his music and his social medias, it will be linked down in the description below. Check him out. Check his future music coming out. Check his wedding video that's coming out soon. I'm going to link his socials. Thank you for being here. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers?
Firstly, I want to say thank you to you guys. I mean, I had such a good time. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
It is, dude. It is.
And then I want to tell the people to, yeah, like you said, go listen to my music. If you like it, tell me. If you don't like it, thank you for the 3 cents that you get from streaming. And yeah, go check my TikTok. I'm active there now.
No,
I've
I'm
realized
actually glad
that's-
you're doing that. dude.
Yeah. So yeah, thank
That's
you
why
guys.
I saw him again. Guys, TikTok is actually doing all of this for us because I met him on TikTok, saw him again on TikTok. TikTok, guys, it's the place to be at the moment.
That's the platform.
Love you guys. Be safe and have a good day.
Subscribe now.